Ancient Egyptian culture is absolutely fascinating, from the mysteriously built pyramids, to the hieroglyphics, to kings, queens and even the many gods. But not everything the ancient Egyptians left behind is understood today, and this gives rise to many legends and stories. Some stories are quite reasonable, others even plausible. Try to judge for yourself. Egyptian civilization is 7,000 years old. The fact is that an ostrich egg has been found and is now on display in the Nubia Museum in southern Egypt. The egg was found by British archaeologist Malaby Cecil Firth in 1907, and researchers believe it existed at the time of Nagata I, 7,000 years ago. And what is striking is that the egg, among other inscriptions, depicts the pyramids. But after all, the pyramids of Giza are believed to have appeared 4,500 years ago. So, how could their images be on such an old egg? Our history books may have lied to us all along. You can see the pyramids on the egg on the far left of the photo. Egypt's pharaohs were aliens. You have probably heard the claim that the pyramids were built by beings from another planet. Some people do not believe that the ancient Egyptians were able to build the pyramids. After all, even today, with all the advanced technology, it would be difficult to carry out such a project. Therefore, there is a theory that advanced extraterrestrial life forms passed on their knowledge or built monuments before civilization emerged. Many other indications also point to this. During excavations in Egypt, a set of coins depicting stereotypical gray aliens and a flying saucer were found. Hieroglyphics have also been found which show boats, helicopters and aeroplanes. Telepathy and telekinesis. Some scholars believe that the ancient Egyptian civilization was more focused on the abilities of the human mind. There is a theory that they could read minds with telepathy and even move objects with their minds using telekinesis. Supersonic levitation was used to build pyramids. In ancient times it was believed that the power of sound was almost supernaturally immense and could be used to levitate and move large objects if done with the right technique. In his book Acoustic Rock Levitation, Building Monasteries, author Bruce Cathy claims to have witnessed Tibetan monks moving huge boulders with their voices and musical instruments. This led many to believe that there was a way in which huge stones for building pyramids were transported and placed on top of each other. As opposed to good old-fashioned slavery, ancient Egyptians traveled to the New World. When traces of cocaine and nicotine were found among the mummies, many began to think the ancient Egyptians may have traveled to the New World. Tobacco and coca plants were only found in the Americas at the time. But how was cocaine, a substance that was not exported abroad until the 19th century, found in an ancient Egyptian mummy? Did ancient Egyptians really travel to the New World 3,000 years ago? Or maybe they traded their resources for nicotine and cocaine. The Great Sphinx 700,000. The Sphinx is a truly enigmatic monument. Until today no one has been able to determine its exact date of origin, as there are no written accounts or mentions of it. But the water erosion visible on the Big Cat has led some to believe that the Sphinx is much older than we think. Two Ukrainian geologists argue that the erosion on the Sphinx is not the work of wind and sand, but of waves at the time Giza was flooded. They argue that the erosion pattern on the Sphinx looks like the erosion pattern on the Black Sea coast. This means that the water level must have been at least 160 meters above the current sea level. This was only 700,000 years ago. This means the Sphinx is 695,500 years older than we are.